Hey guys, it's me, Tia. Um, I just want to talk about some reflections on how other races view natural hair. And it's funny because, to most black women and most black guys, they realize that the decision for a girl to go natural is a really big deal. But yeah, when I tell my friends that aren't black that, I went natural, they kind of look like, okay, I don't know what that means, but cool. But, and so I find myself like always explaining to them, well, pretty much when black girls are young, most of us begin something called relaxers our whole life. Then I'll usually say something like, do you know what a relaxer is? And they'll be like, no, most of the time. Or they'll say, I heard of it, but I don't really know what it is. So then I explain, and for any viewers out there that aren't, black, and are of another race and don't know what a relaxer is, it's pretty much like, it's this chemical, and it comes in like a tub usually, and it's like white and thick. It has more like a creamy consistency, and then it also usually comes with like a brush. And usually how you apply it to the hair is like you'll part it into sections, and then like you'll dab it on the roots, and then after the whole head is covered, like you comb it through. And then so after I'm done explaining to my friends, usually they're like, oh, okay, cool. Well, maybe I should get some of that stuff. They'll usually say like in a joke. But then I explain to them that getting a relaxer is not exactly a fun process, because I told them like the rule of thumb, at least my whole life, was you can't scratch 3 days prior because it'll burn like the dickens pretty much, and you'll either be sitting there like crying or just like thinking in your head, like almost praying, like, please wash this out, please wash this stuff out. And so then they look like, wow, okay, that's pretty intense. And then I tell them the other downside about relaxers is that the nickname for it is creamy crack, because once you start getting relaxers, it's really hard to stop, because if you just stop suddenly, your hair can break off because the chemicals will weaken the strands in your hair, and so once you stop, your hair pretty much falls out. And so now they're looking like, why would anyone do that to themselves? And I tell them it's because black girls, almost I guess from birth, are just conditioned mentally to acknowledge that if your hair is not straight, then it's unacceptable, it's unprofessional, and you have to get a relaxer pretty much. So, yeah, well, that's just my reflection on how other races view relaxers, and their shocking reaction to when I tell them what relaxers actually are, and they're like, that's crazy, like, why would anyone do that to themselves? But yeah, so just a little food for thought there. Thanks for watching, you guys.